Good morning. Just some early morning, well, not that early, but some morning thoughts from the boudoir. For people who have fatigue issues, my fatigue issues are trauma related. People who have chronic fatigue, I'm gonna make a claim in a statement to say that all fatigue is trauma related. Whether we realise it or not, I would pretty much, I'd bet a lot of money on that. So whether you believe your fatigue is trauma related, those of us who are people pleasers, putting other people's needs before our own in every situation, basically, not, and it's difficult for people who are a bit more self-assured and put themselves first. They I think some people are kind of suspicious of that idea, that people pleaser. It's like, no, you don't understand then that the way that we've been brought up is to literally think of other people in every single scenario before us, and we lose our identity. That's people pleasing, right? And it's very easy, and it's called codependency as well, where we lose our sense of self in order to, because we've been taught from a very young age to hand our power over. Well, we were robbed of it, most of us, from parents who are very insecure, and they've just robbed us from an early age of that power. And then that's all we know is just, there's just handing it over, just unconsciously, without us knowing about it, and then that's what makes us ill. So I've put that in very simple terms. That's why we have codependency issues, very simply, because I've just literally found a lot of keys to healing this stuff. One of the things that really manifests itself in this handed over power, because we do it unconsciously, we just feel tired, very tired sometimes, and ill and sick. And even in shamanism, in all the indigenous healing medicine, illness comes from a lack of personal power, losing your personal power. And I can vouch for that and say that's exactly where it came from for me. So what we want to do is get that power back, and it's not at the detriment of other people. Yeah, it might mean that you have to walk away from some very unhealthy relationships, unhealthy power dynamics, because of how we've been brought up. We can say that there may be, once we start standing at power, yeah, you have to be prepared that things are going to have to change. And I think that's what frightens a lot of people. It frightened me, because I thought, I've already done all this. You have all these periods where you kind of go, and then you start looking at ascension, and it's like, you're going to have to change all your friends, all your friendship groups. Pretty much, it's going to happen. And because it's all the same thing, standing in your power is ascending. And yeah, you are going to have to change all that, and you're going to have to be prepared to not have any friends for a while, or many, but you just value who you have. And you've got to start putting your health before ego. That's the main crux of it, really. Health before ego. Because in the end, you're only keeping in relationships that are painful. I was, really. This is painful to me, but but everybody else likes that person, or what would people think of me if I'm not friends with that person, if I don't like them? But that makes me, there's something wrong with me if I don't like them or they're not nice to me, and it's my fault. There's a lot of that as well. Again, not fully conscious, but somehow because of the abuse as being a child, that it's our fault. We think that, oh, that's why this person's being abusive or nasty to me, when they're not like that to other people. It's my fault, right? So we've got to clear that one up and go, no. You've been attracted to it because of your trauma, but it's not your fault. No one makes you be abusive, right? So you don't make somebody else behave in an unhealthy way. The other person needs to own their unhealthy behaviour. You own your unhealthy behaviour, which is being friends with that person, and you go, okay, I'm not being friends with you now because this is painful and you keep being horrible to me, even if it's in a small way. I don't want to deal with that. Why should I? There's billions of people on the earth. Why am I hanging around with someone who makes me not feel good? Completely no. Love means nothing when we're being hurt, because it's not love then, is it? Love is about kindness, care, respect. It's not just, this thing that we have with we have it with plants, when we're connected to everything, we love everything and everyone. That doesn't mean we hang around with everyone and everything. When you're ascending, this is the paradox of it. You're more connected with the love of the universe, with the connection of everyone and everything. So I've got an itchy foot. You're more connected with that, which means you're more connected with the love of yourself as a divine organism that needs to be treated really fucking well. So if there's another organism that's not treating you really fucking well, you go, oh, sorry, I've moved away from you because I'm actually in love with the whole universe, and you're a little bit of the universe that's not really making me feel very good, so I'm going to leave this bit of the universe for a while until you sort yourself out or not, because it's not really my problem or journey, and I'm going to actually make myself feel better because I'm the only creature in the universe that I can look after. Really, unless I have a child. I'm the only one I can fully manage and take responsibility for to make feel better, worthwhile, worthy, respected, cared for and loved. And if I'm in an environment that is aggressive, hostile, undermining and demeaning, then even if there's always two sides to it. There's also going to be love and care there, but the negative outweighs that, right? So no matter how much apparently love and care, it's not that it's completely devoid of it. It's going to be there to a point, but it's not enough when there's all the other disrespect going on. It's as simple as that. So that is my stance on the whole thing, and I can tell you, standing at the other end of that road of leaving a lot of disrespectful people and manipulative and people trying to get stuff out of you energetically, then they don't even know they're doing it a lot. But people who are attached to you, no matter how you feel, just be really sensitive of your feelings. Any little niggle you don't feel sits quite right is enough to just move away from it. Because when you are all right and you're aligned with someone, you can do your shadow work. You can go away, look at all the things that they represent to you, another person, and integrate that. a very powerful mantra that I've just learned is, no human being has power over me. I'm a co-creator of the universe, an all-powerful being working with the Almighty, and I am connected to everything and everyone. No person, no other being has power over me. Okay, there's methods of taking the power back to stop being drained that I've learned. There's quite a few. And I will be doing more videos about them. But if this resonates, if this makes sense, please follow my YouTube channel and share, like, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff about for empaths, for codependents. These are all labels, obviously, but it makes it easier to understand. A lot of labels for people with codependency, those who we think of empaths. I'm going to teach you a lot of shadow work to be able to balance that so you don't get drained. A lot about draining, fatigue, entities as people perceive, calls from spirit, which can also lead to energy draining, and how we can get that back again. Okay, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of tools and tips, and please put in the comments any of those things that you want help with. If you have any just quick energy drains that happen to you, if you find yourself in people pleasing mode, any specific questions that you may have, please let me know and put it in the comments. Have a lovely day, a lovely weekend, and a lovely life. I'm Louise.